What's up, everybody? Just using the tools that I got to start this fire. Gotta love some electric blower. We are making pork butts because that is a great, easy barbecue smoker, whatever you want to call it, to make it last for a long time. And got a lot of meat to cook. It's not a whole lot, but you know what? It's going to last at least a couple weeks for this fun time we're having right now. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing. So enjoy. All right, so I got the pit to about 225 degrees Fahrenheit. That's for my Scottish friends. I put this fat side down just to sear in that fat for just the first hour. After the first hour, I'm going to flip them over and go another 2 hours on heavy smoke. After that, I will do a liquid marinade and put it in the oven for another 9 hours, and we'll revisit then. Y'all enjoy. Just checking in. Some James Brown is on, which is nice, lovely. Temperature is still about where we want it to be. It's all good. Good smoke coming from the top. Let's look at our fire. Fire's doing just fine. Probably starting to get a little bit hot, actually. We're checking on our meat. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there. Getting some good smoke. Keep it going for a little while, and we'll check back in. Happy quarantine, y'all. All right, we're to the last portion of our cook tonight. We've had 3 hours of good smoke, 1 hour of fat side down, and 2 hours of fat side up of good heavy smoke. We're going to finish it with fat side up because you want the fat to drain down into the meat, right? And so that's where we're leaving it, fat side up. I have my liquid marinade. I'm going to pour some on the top. It's not going to stay there, but we're going to pour it there anyway. I'm going to pour probably about half this bottle or so of my favorite, that guy. So the fat's going to cook down into that marinade, and we'll go over that later. But in the meantime, we're going to cook this boy for 9 hours, right? So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to put one more thing of foil on top and put the lid on it, and we're going to cook it at 225 for 9 more hours, which means I get to go to bed tonight and set my alarm for whatever it is, 7:30, actually 6:30. But you know what? I wake up, I want to turn my oven off and go back to bed, and then wait a couple hours and let it cool off. So after that, we'll prepare some more. We'll go from there. Good morning. We are back. My camera crew is either working from home or asleep, so it's just me right now. So, you know, bear with me, but this is what the finished product looks like after overnight in the oven. Got 2 pork butts here. Just real quick, fat side up. We already went over that. This will scrape right off, this fat side right here. You can just grab it with you can use a spatula, you can use tongs like this or whatever. Just pinch it, discard it, give it to your dogs, whatever you want to do. There's a whole lot of flavor in there, but we're not going to mix that in with the actual product itself because we don't need it. It's just fat. So that's kind of my trick of getting rid of it. Just pick it up. There's my dogs. Hi, dogs. Pick it up, scrape it with a spatula, however you want to do it. And the next step is going to be using these same tongs here. Get in there, grab a big old chunk of this, and just move it over to your tray, and then we can start preparing it from there. And I'll be back with that video. Enjoy. All right, so we have scraped the fat off the top, and still have no camera crew, so I'm just doing this by myself with one hand. It's kind of hard, but we're gonna go ahead and shred this pork up. I like to use bear claws. Not everybody has bear claws, I get that. You can use 2 forks. If it's not too hot, yeah, you can use your hands. But this stuff comes apart super easy, as you can see. With 2 hands and using these bear claws. It's really easy. So anyway, we shred this up, transfer it over to a container. And after that, it's all done. We package it up. I want to put it in, individual vacuum pack bags, and that way it'll really last for weeks if you need. So we'll be back. All right, this should be my last video. Lily is my camera person now. Awesome, she's out of bed. So basically, this is our product here. This is 2 different pork butts. You're gonna get about 50% yield after you've cooked them down. So let's say if this is 10 pounds, we got 5 pounds of meat. So we probably have a little bit more than that, but whatever. I have strained the broth, and this actually makes a great soup broth. Do about 2 parts water to every 1 part of this. But the trick, and my favorite secret about pulled pork is, take this broth after you've strained it, put a little back in the meat, about a ladle per. Get yourself some tongs or whatever, mix it up, however you want to do it. Mix it all in there. And then, if you want to, if you're into this sort of thing, take this broth, put it in the refrigerator. Come back a day later, you're gonna have a layer of fat on top. Just scrape that off, and you're gonna have a wonderful soup broth. One more thing that I did not cover was 24 hours prior to doing all this cook, I put a dry rub on. There's a million different dry rubs out there. This one came from Dale Davis and his wife Marilyn from Memphis. They were lovely people and brought this to me from their trip there. This is not local. This is great, but it's not local. My favorite local is probably the one from the Salt Lake. They have a great rub. I know Rudy's has a great rub. There's a bunch of them out there. Go to HEB, find them. Support your local grocery. But anyway, that's it. I want to get my vacuum sealer out. I want to put this in like 1 or 2 pound deals, vacuum seal it up. This will last a long time, and we did not spend a whole lot of money on this. You do not have to have the smoker for this. If you want to just throw it in the oven, put a dry rub on it, put the where'd it go? Anyway, the Allegro marinade, liquid marinade, throw that on there. Throw it in the oven for 12 hours. It's going to come out just like this. You just won't have the smoke ring. Smoke ring is great. That's how I like it, but you don't have to do that. This will go a long way. Just something super easy to cook that's not very expensive at all, and it goes a long way. So I hope this works for you guys. Stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands, and happy quarantine. Love you guys.